It is important to point out that, therefore, it was the British who attempted to make the homeland of the Nagas parts of India and Burma. They had stealthily and illegally created simply by drawing eastern boundary line of the empire in South Asia without the consent of the Nagas. The rightful owners of the land, as such, the Naga Club, Nagaland, submitted the historic memorandum to the British Statutory Commission headed by Sir John Simon in Kohima in 1927. In the first place, I consider it our duty to declare that we shall never ever damage what our Naga struggle has already achieved. From the starting point, the Naga Club made and gave it to the Nagas. Our forefathers, like other pioneers, creators of nations, somehow realistically survived extremely difficult economic, social, and political challenges, the turbulent changes the outside world brought to them. The founders of the Naga Club understood what the consequences of their decisions would be for the generation coming after them. They faithfully and patiently upheld their time-tested virtues by remaining committed with integrity and unflinching courage to what they believe would be best for the Nagas as a whole. We shall at all cost and always uphold their unique original stand, namely, leave us alone to determine for ourselves, firmly claiming their right given to them by their history as a people and a nation. Our minds and our Naga national soul was never compromised or colonized by any nation till date. If Delhi thinks that accepting the Indian constitution by the Nagas under duress will make the Nagas into Indians, or accepting the Indian constitution under duress be treated as so-called Naga solution, or Indo-Naga final political settlement, then Delhi is very, very wrong. But that would be Delhi's own business. And the thinking Indians have begun to understand how the Nagas understand their unquestionable history. Nagas are clear and justly proud that their struggle was not an act of secession that unlawfully or treasonously violated some solemn agreement or understanding made by them to be a part of the new independent India at any time. Nor was it an anti-India reaction, as they were acting on the basis of unquestionable facts of their history and their right to choose their own future as a good neighbor of India, as justified by the facts of their history. The recent massacre committed by the 21st Para Commandos of the India Army in Prasielie Village, Mon, Nagaland, on 4th December 2021, thereby murdering 14 innocent persons in shoot-at-sight methodology, injuring 35 others, has sparked huge civil unrest among the Nagas, bringing back the sad memories of the decades of hardship of military barbaric violence and massacre, pain and humiliation endured by the Nagas, on our defense for self-determination, and continue to live as a free nation. The AFSPA is the symbol and the face of India, which gives armed forces wide powers to shoot, to kill, to arrest, to conduct warrantless searches, and to demolish structures in the name of aiding civil power. Equipped with this draconian special powers, soldiers have raped, tortured, and murdered the Nagas for 7 decades without fear of being held accountable. The act violates international human rights law, including the right to life, the right to be protected from arbitrary arrest and detention, and the right to be free from torture and cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment. It also denies the victim of abuse the right to seek remedy. Such a draconian law insults our dignity as human beings for all these years. Over and above, Delhi has apartheid-like casteist attitude towards the Naga people. As such, this evil treatment has been going on for 7 decades unabated. The Otin killing have brought back to us what happened on March 5, 1995, killing in Kohima town, when the Russian rifles began shooting indiscriminately, mistaking the sound of a tire bursting in their own convoy for a bomb attack. ASPA simply means this kind of totally arbitrary use of military force by the government of India to show that our land, its resources, and its strategic geopolitical significance for their India alone matter, not us, the people of the land. The Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru declared to P.Khel, the President of Naga National Council, and the NNC delegate at Delhi on 11 March 1952, I quote, "Whether the heaven falls or India goes to pieces and the blood runs red in the country, I don't care. Whether I'm here or, for that matter, anybody else comes in, I don't care. Nagas will never be allowed to be independent." The next Indian Prime Minister who talked in the same tone and manner was Rheichalie Pienyü'S. After refusing to talk to P.Khel, President NNC in London, in June 1977, sometime your commander won't obey you. Unless, he said, he was an Indian. Then he declared, "Yes, I will exterminate all rebels. There will be no mercy. I will exterminate all. I will certainly exterminate the rebel Nagas. I have no compunction about it." They said it all honestly, representing India. What were in their hearts for the Nagas? However, Nagas are neither secessionists nor rebels. After every massacre of innocent civilians, they would condemn them as rebels or mistaken identity, as was in the recent massacre committed at Otin on 4th December 2021, Mount Nagaland. If Delhi treats us to be its enemy at all times, then we shall remain to be so. Goliath Damaji was created purposely by our God Almighty, only to promote David, the teenage shepherd little boy who became the greatest king of Israel. Therefore, we must learn to hold our peace and develop ourselves in all areas of life to become the human beings we are meant to be. We know this. We know this is the challenge we have to accept. And Naga Club's role is in helping our people rise to this challenge with hard work, integrity, commitment, courage, and non-violence. Psalm 37:10 says, "In a little while, the wicked will be no more. You will look for it, you will not find them."
I can sense the moment of history we are gathered in today, and the sense of history behind this great village. And for what we have heard just now also, we are conscious of being part of something very important that has been going on and is going to continue into the future. And I think we are here to consider what lies ahead. I feel the honor that you have given to me so much, with real humility. I like the subject or the theme given to me, what the Naga struggle has achieved, and it is an assessment. It sounds like a question at first, but it is not. It is an assertion of my conclusion or my assessment in answer to the question many, especially the younger generation of Nagas today, are asking because they are disturbed and insecure because of the society the Naga struggle has produced. I think all of you are aware of this questioning going on, especially in the minds of our younger generation. That question is this: what has the Naga struggle achieved? Has it achieved anything after all the immense sacrifices our parents and grandparents made for the struggle? Unless we welcome this question and answer it truthfully, the struggle, though so important to us, will gradually destroy us, I believe. When those Naga leaders who stepped out and cooperated with the government of India under Prime Minister Pandit Nehru in creating the state of Nagaland they were called traitors, and the state was called a puppet state. We all know that. They and the Nagas who ran the state political and administrative machinery, financed by Delhi, came to be called the overground Nagas. Those who continued the struggle for Naga sovereignty were called the underground Nagas. Did the overground Nagas and those who started to vote in the elections became anti-Naga struggle? Did they become anti-Naga struggle? And did they stop to be part of the Naga struggle? No. They are not anti-Naga struggle, and they did not stop to be part of the Naga struggle. This is where I would like us to understand the possibilities that are ahead of us. They are not those who created the state from that time on down to today. Those who continue to run the state. We find that all of them believe in the Naga struggle, love the Naga struggle, and the Naga story. But that's how differences at that time produced that kind of a split, of a division. And from then on, we have had many other turning points, we may say. Today we see a different reality here. My assertion in response to the question the young people are asking, has the Nagas achieved anything at all? I would say Nagas have become a people and a nation. I believe that is the greatest achievement of the Naga struggle. The Nagas have become a people and a nation. And because of the facts we have just heard again, of the position the Nagas made clear before the British came, and then before the new government of India created by the British came, and before India became an independent nation in August 1947, because of that we know that the Naga position cannot be wiped off. And thinking Indians are now increasingly understanding that. We, I believe, that have to redefine many things, the things that have kept us divided. Those, I believe, are going to be understood. And I'm proposing that I will not go further. The interaction will follow, and that is when I would like, as a resource person, I am so honored to be called a resource person, formidable title given to me. There in the interaction, I would like us to have back and forth conversation to understand the possibilities that are ahead of the Nagas. And I believe those possibilities, this Naga Club, that has been renewed into what it has become today. I believe that will explain to the Naga people, and the Nagas people will understand one another, and see that the Indian people will also understand. And we will have a history that we can be proud of, and we will develop ourselves as we should. Because unless we develop ourselves as we should, we are going to end up producing uncontrollable killing fields, like what happened in other parts of the world. And that is why I'm going to stop here and let the interaction that will take place later be where I come in